Good morning, students. I hope in the last lecture you have understood the lesson of history. So, today we are going to learn a new lesson that is of geography, that is lesson number 6, the importance of oceans. Now, why oceans are important, we are going to study because, see, near about our earth is covered with all the water, okay, and the India is only one country that is surrounded with all the oceans, means most probably there are four oceans, near about five oceans, and the all the oceans are surrounded by India. Okay, so near about four oceans are surrounded by India. That is, in that it comes uh, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and in the, as we see in the west, that is west of Bengal. So all this is surrounded by India. Near about India is having three. India is surrounded by three of the oceans, the three major oceans. There are total five oceans, but major three are surrounded by India. So we'll see what is the importance of ocean in our life, why we are going to study about the oceans. You might be have wondered why, what is the importance of ocean is there, so what is the use of the ocean. So we'll see what are the uses and why it is important to us. We'll study further. The hydrosphere includes all water bodies that exist on the earth. Now, whatever the hydrosphere, now you know the hydrosphere includes all water bodies that exist on the earth. Means it might be a human being, it might be animals, everyone needs water. Without water, we cannot live. So, that is the main point, is that without water we cannot exist on the earth. Means the plants cannot grow, will not get nice oxygen. So it is lakes, reservoirs, and also groundwater. Of the total global water, 97.7% is contained in ocean. Means whatever the rainfall comes, whatever the river flows, whatever the lakes are there, whatever the reservoirs are there, or the grounded water is there. So all this goes to the oceans. So whatever the rain is there, you say every year, sir, it is raining every year in all over the world. Then too we are facing with the problem of water each day. In some regions of the world, the water is insufficient. I mean, they do not get drinking water is also not supplied to them. So like this, in the ways also the people are surviving. So the importance of oceans is very, it's required. So I will just read. You can see I have given the area and the depth of the oceans and which continent it is there. Now you can see the first picture, means here this side, which is a little bit what it is not clear picture. So then too I will read. The first one is Arctic Ocean. So Arctic Ocean is having the area or the square kilometers, that is 1 crores 30 lakhs 1 crores 30 lakhs 90,000 square kilometers. So it is that much big. So and it is depth 205 meters. And which continent it comes? It is Arctic Ocean. It comes in Asia, Europe, and North America also. Now Atlantic, you know Atlantic Oceans. So everybody knows Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean does not come in India. Means it is not in India. It is in which continent? It is in Africa, it is in Europe, it is in North America, and it is in South America. Now see what is the square kilometers 1 crores 64 lakhs 64 lakhs 400 square kilometers. So Indian Ocean, you know India, that is Indian Ocean we have surrounded. Okay, so it is 73 lakhs 56 thousand square kilometers, and where it is, its depth is 963 meters. It is in Africa, Australia and Asia. Now see the Pacific Ocean. Now we have Pacific Ocean also in India. So which continent it is? It is in Asia, it is in Australia, it is in North America and it is in South America. And the southern ocean, that is only in Antarctica. So southern ocean or where it lies, it is in Antarctica. So what is the depth, average depth? It is an average depth that is 4.500 meters, and the Pacific Ocean is 4.028 meters. So these are just average depth, just go through it, but the square kilometers are also little bit fluctual. It is it is not accurate, but it is not that much accurate, but round near about it is million square miles, means 70% of Earth's surface. Means all these 5 oceans, near about 70% they have occupied the area of the Earth, not of the world. It is occupied by the Earth. Earth area 70% is occupied by this 5 oceans. See students, so that is why it is very important to study oceans. So we'll move to the next slide. Explanation. There is an abundant aquatic life in the ocean. Different types of living things are founded in oceans. Means see, so different types and aquatic animals, they are founded in the oceans. All rivers flowing from mountains or hilly areas finally meet the ocean. So as I said in the beginning, that all the rivers, all the ocean, all the mountains or all the hilly areas, the water where it meets to the ocean. In both the process, the dead remains decomposed, releasing minerals and salt in ocean water. So why the ocean water is salted? So this is the answer why the ocean is salted, because the dead remains decomposed, means whatever the dead things, whatever are there, we throw in the water. Dalo pani mein kya hota hai? So we say like that, releasing minerals, mean minerals are also there, and salts in the ocean water. So these things make the ocean also salty. Volcanic eruptions occur on the land. Similarly, volcanic eruptions take the volcanic eruptions which lay fire and everything you have seen in the TVs also. But oceans also have volcanic eruptions. During volcanic eruption, different minerals, ashes, salts and gases are added to the water. So different types of salt, gases and ashes are also added to the water. Due to the continuous evaporation of oceanic water, salts increase. Now due to the evaporation of water, means see, you know the evaporation of water, means you have studied the water cycle. Okay, so in the 3rd standard you have studied, I think so in the 4th standard in EVS you have studied, 5th standard also you have studied. So like that also, the whatever what we say water cycle is there, you have studied, and that from that water cycle also get evaporated. The average salinity of oceanic water is 35%, means the salt in ocean water is 35%. The Dead Sea is known to the maximum salinity. Now you have known Dead Sea, you have heard about Dead Sea also very well. So you know about the Dead Sea also. So it is having more salinity in it. Salt as a substance is obtained by constructing salt panels. Now you can see in the picture how the salt is constructed. Means I have given the picture, you can understand easily how the plates are there, and like this way the salt it is produced in India. Okay, whatever the salt you get, you put in your food or in your diet, we use it. So like this salt is prepared, means the pan or diet. Minerals like phosphate, sulfate, iodine, etc. are obtained by sea. Now you know iodine means iodine wala namak jo ad dekhte ho aap, Tata salt, right? Yes, Tata salt में iodine रहता है. Yes, you can see, you know that advertise. So that is why. So we get, where did the iodine come from? It comes from sea. Etc. are obtained by sea. We depend on oceans to some extent for minerals. Means some minerals are there. We depend on oceans. So that is why the ocean is, study of ocean is important. Okay, do you understood? Shall we move to the next slide? Okay, sure. Now see another explanations. Many of us include fish in our diet. So I know many students like fish, or some students are vegetarian also, they don't like fish. There are some many, I think so many of the students like fish very well, means they love eating fish. Now after listening my words or watching after this, while watching your videos, you also feel, ha sir, we also want to eat fish. So let's see, we'll move further. We get from river, lake and seas. So from where we get fish, you know everyone very well that we get fish from river, from lakes, from seas, from reservoirs, everywhere. Means wherever the water is there, we get fish. Means a big plenty of area, the water is occupied. So there we found fish. Catching marine animals is a large scale activity in the world. So not in India, but in the world. Imagine that. It's one of the most ancient occupation of human beings. Means from, you can, you have studied from the Harappan civilization. Means from the last year you have studied. Yeah, in Harappan civilization means the farming, the catching fish, it was their occupation. Means it is an ancient occupation. The major purpose of this activity is used for production of fertilizers, paramedicals and also research. Okay. So producing for research purpose also, or for fertilizer also it is used. It is used. In India, people mainly consume prawns, means these are the types of fish. So as I told now just now, so after listening my video you'll feel eating fish. Now reading this the names of the fish which we found in India, so now you'll definitely feel to eat like eating fish. So that is clams, thresia, crabs. क्रैप्स मालूम है, केकड़ा जिसको बोलते, सिरफिश, सुरमई. सुरमई को व्हाट इट इज इन इंग्लिश, इट इज कॉल्ड सिरफिश. मैक्रल, बांगड़ा, जो बांगड़ा फिश मिलता है मार्केट में, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड मैक्रल. पॉपलेट मीन्स पॉपलेट वी टेल, एंड इट इज इन इंग्लिश इट इज परफॉर्म एज पॉफ्रेट. Indian shark, mori. Indian Solomon, rava. So ravas we get only, we do not get Indian shark, means it is rare, it is we get in Sholapur, but as you go to the sea coast you will get, etc. The life of the people from the countries that have a coastline largely depend on seas, especially Maldives, Mauritius are some of these. Means you know the Maldives places, the all it is surrounded by the coastline. Now in India also, okay, shall we move? Yes. Now see the another thing. Now this is the important thing which you are going to study in this chapter. The regions closest to the oceans, seas or the larger reservoirs, not much difference in temperature throughout the year. Means whatever the regions are there nearby the seas, means whatever the regions, means whatever the places are there nearby the seas, so there is not fluctuation in the temperature. Now as you go to Bombay, as you go to Gujarat, or as you go to Kerala in the south, so as you go to the Chennai, that region, you will found that there are the temperature in those areas is not that much, is not different or not fluctuate. The main reason for this is the mixing of vapor released through the evaporation of water from water bodies into air. Now as you go to Bombay, you start sweating like anything. Okay, so why what is the reason? Because the process of evaporation is going on in the water and into the air also, means, so that is why we feel very humid, means we say that the climate of Bombay, or the climate which the regions are in the coastline, so yeah, as you go to Goa also, as you go to south Chennai side, you will feel sweaty. Why you will feel sweaty? Because the evaporation process is going on, so that is why we feel sweat. The air absorbs and stores heat released from the land, so the temperature in the coastline remains equilibrium, means the heat released from the land, means whatever the land is giving the heat, all the heat is absorbed by the air. The temperature of air in different parts are high and low. The pressure on the earth, wind blows due to the pressure difference in these belts. These winds are called planetary winds, means planetary winds. So what are the planetary winds? The winds blows due to the pressure differences in these belts, means whatever the pressure is there, whatever the high and the low pressure of the earth, means not of the winds, not of the air, it is the high, the pressure of the earth, it might be high or it might be low. Okay, the warm currents move towards cold region and cold currents move towards the warm region. Now you can see that what is there, warm currents move towards cold region, means whatever the warm or whatever the heat is there, you can see in the first picture, or you can see in the second picture, whatever the winds are there, the winds, warm winds flow towards the cold region. What we say, that cold winds flows, means whatever the warm is there, wherever the warm climate is there, whatever the warm winds are there, they flow to where they flow towards the cold region, and the cold current moves towards the warm region, means whatever the warm colds are there, so it comes to the warmer region. Now you are feeling cold. Why you are feeling cold? Because the winds are flowing towards the warm region, means whatever the cold winds are there, they are flowing towards the warm region to polar region, and polar region to the equatorial region. It is very difficult to understand now this point, but this point is very important, that whatever the equator, means the center part of the earth, that is the polar regions, means North Pole and the South Pole, we have two polar regions. Okay, so whatever it is going, means the currents moves from equatorial region to polar region, and polar region to the equatorial region, means whatever it is going from from equatorial to polar region, and from polar to the equatorial region. The oceans act as the controller of the global temperature. The earth gets rainfall from ocean source. Now where we get rainfall from? Yes students, you are right, we get rainfall from ocean sources, means whatever the oceans are there, whatever the 5 oceans are surrounded, means 70% of whatever the land is occupied by the oceans, from there only we get rainfall. This makes it clear that the beginning and the end of the water cycle takes place in the oceans. Means whatever the beginning and whatever the end, it starts from ocean and it ends at the oceans too. Okay, shall we move to the next slide? Understood it? Did you understood very clearly? Okay, I think so. You have no doubt, but little bit you have some doubt. You can see, if you want to see, the first picture is also clear. If you get the clear idea, in the first picture you will get a clear idea. Now, oceans and the resources. Now, what we get from the oceans? Okay, we'll see now. We like Goa or something, you have gone to beach, you can see that you will get various types of stones you will get, and so you collect and you bring it. We get minerals like iron, lead, cobalt, sodium, manganese, uh, zinc. We also get mineral oil and natural gas. So these all things we get from the oceans. You can have I have made all the types of stones which we get from the oceans. So this is the picture, you can see it. I think so the names are not visible, but you can manage. Sorry for that. We get precious item like pearl, coals, or ornament items like shells, also medical plants from the seas. So we also get pearls and many many what we say expensive things from the oceans, and also we get medical plants from the sea. Means if you see in the picture, they go deep inside. So in the deep inside there are some plants are there, and from that plants there are some medical plants. So we get from medical plants also from the oceans. Okay, understood students? I hope you have no doubt. You have understood this. Shall we move? Yeah. Now, oceanic transport. Now, you know what are the transport of the oceans. So, I will just read out. So, here are you will get a clear idea how we transport with the what we say, do transportation of in the oceans, how we move. So, that is the picture. Means oceans have provided us most economic option of transportation. Now, whatever the transportation is there, means in the ancient times also, till now we are using the transportation of oceans. International trade is carried out on a large scale using water waves. So now in ancient times the people do not have any means facilities, so they were using the water waves only. Ocean currents are quite important in water transport. Now you can see the oceanic currents, means whatever the currents, means don't tell that sir how the electricity is generated. Yes, in ocean also electricity is generated. Whatever the waves are there, from that waves also in the oceans it can produce electricity. Water transport is carried out on the along ocean currents. Water transport is conducted on a much higher scale as compared to the other models of the transport. Hence, for the transport of bulky materials like coal, crude oil, raw material, metallic minerals, food grains, etc., water transport is given preference. Now, what we transport or why we give preference? Because coal मालूम है सबको? हाँ, curd oil what we use in cooking, or raw materials, whatever the raw materials is there, and from that raw materials we get many useful things. So that is why the preference is given to the oceanic transport. Okay, I think so you have understood the oceanic transport. Now, uses related to the oceans. Now, what is use or are there, means what are the problems related towards the oceans? Okay, we'll see that. about 70.8% of the surface of the earth is occupied by water. Now I before, as I told you that the 70% of area is occupied by the water. This leads to the production of huge amount of different types of waste. Means different types of waste are also produced. These waste materials causes pollution. Pollution of oceanic water is a major and serious issue that the that has developed in recent times. Now it is a very means the oceans are also getting very much polluted. Okay, so whatever we do, we throw in the water, means the oil is there in the water, the raw materials or whatever the companies are there, the wastewater is led towards the in the seas or in the oceans as well. Oil splits releasing of water produced in the coastal cities into the oceans, into the seas. Material thrown out of the ships, exploitative fish, cutting off mangroves forest, disaster caused by water mines, sewage of industries and cities. Now whatever the sewage means, whatever the waste product of cities as well as the industries, they are thrown in the water. Some coastal regions are providing death traps for aquatic animals as the whatever the pollution is there, whatever it is there, it is becoming an extent. Means we have to stop, or we have to take some precautions to stop polluting the oceans. Now you will tell, sir, we are here only, how will go in the ocean, we don't go in the ocean so as well. So what is there, if you get in the future, if you get a chance to go there, so when you go, you should keep in the mind that we should not pollute the water. Because why? Because from these oceans only we get the rainfall. What the water cycle starts from the ocean and ends from the ocean. If we want to exist, or if we want to live on the earth, but the water is needed. Without water we cannot live. Okay, understood? I hope you have understood. Okay, you have understood the lessons. If you have any doubts, any difficulties, you can ask. The notes will be provided to you, so write in your new book. You have to make a new book of 100 pages, and so write it in your CW book. Okay, stay home, stay safe, do take care of your parents, and please do not trouble to your parents. Okay, bye.